Welcome to the Heidi Thorne Show. I'm your host, Heidi Thorne, and in this podcast I share my real-world self-publishing and small business experience with you. Before we get started, I just want to remind you to like, comment, share, follow, and subscribe. Now let's get on with today's show. An interesting conversation came up in the Facebook group I lead for self-published authors. A talented content creator is hoping to self-publish a book. Her hope is to expand her reach to seniors that are electronically challenged. While I give her a lot of credit for thinking about formats that will appeal to her target audience, I wish more authors did, her observation just hit me differently on a personal level. I am now in my 60s. Technically, I'm a senior, even though in my mind I still think I'm 30. I'm not even close to being in the electronically challenged category. In fact, a number of my millennial and Gen Z pals get a kick out of the fact that I'm active with them on TikTok and Instagram, and I'm a YouTuber. I refuse to buy print books unless absolutely necessary. As authors, I think we have to be very careful about aging our audiences. And this goes in both directions of the age spectrum. So let's talk about a few of the pitfalls to avoid in age classification of your readers. Myth number 1. Older readers like print books. Though a Pew Research study found that readership of ebooks grew from 25% to 30% of readers from 2019 to 2021, print book reading and sales are still very strong across all age groups. A Statista report showed the following age groups read at least one print book a year as of February 2021. 18 to 29, 68%. 30 to 49, 67%. 50 to 64, 62%. And 65 plus, 61%. Not much variance from young adult to senior readers. However, I should note that I believe the 18 to 29 age group might be a little bit higher than what would be normal in the population because some of them might be going to college and have to read print textbooks. Even considering that, print is universally popular across the age spectrum. Myth number 2. Seniors are electronically challenged. Though I am a sample of one, I think I am an example of a senior who is definitely not tech averse or electronically challenged. And it appears there are more like me, not only in my personal network, but in the larger population. According to a Pew Research study done in early 2021, the share of people who are 65 and older who are tech users has grown in the past decade. For internet use, almost all those in the age span of 18 to 64 use the internet. Percentages are in the 96% to 99% range. It's just about everybody. Though only 75% of those 65 and older do use the internet. But the gap separating the youngest and oldest internet users has shrunk from 56% in 2000 to 24% in 2021. That's just over half. 96% of those 18 to 29-year-olds own a smartphone, while only 61% of those 65 and older do. But that doesn't tell the whole story. While a 35% gap between the age groups is significant for smartphone use, it was as high as 53% in 2012. But what really surprised me was social media use. Americans aged 65 and older who are on social media has grown fourfold since 2010. And their use of YouTube has grown 11% from 2019 to 2021. But are older people really becoming more tech savvy? Or are those entering these older age brackets now already tech users, making it seem as though older people are more tech savvy? Should we now be breaking up the senior or 65 plus age category into smaller segments due to expanded lifespans? Does the availability, accessibility, and advancement of tech constantly change this equation. My statistically oriented brain is in overdrive right now. All of this would require more focused research to answer these questions. However, this doesn't negate the fact that older people are catching up to younger ones in terms of tech adoption and use. Maybe it's not so much catching up as it is tech use is becoming more widespread across all populations and age groups. One thing is for certain, the image of old people being electronically challenged, preferring old, non-tech ways of doing things, including reading print books, is just a stereotype that must stop. Myth number 3, children's books are picture books. Because I've done a lot of networking with women's groups over the years, I run into a lot of mompreneurs who get the notion to self-publish a children's book. Unfortunately, they have no idea about what is meant by a book for children. They're looking at it through the lens of their personal experience, either currently or in an idealized past, where they enjoyed reading books to or with their little ones. If you ask them what reading level their books are going to be for, they'll be vague and say, children. I never was a mom, but I know very well that the definition of a child covers a wide range of ages, intellectual development, and emotional and attitudinal stages, all of which evolve at a rapid pace. This means that a book that was appropriate for a child this year may seem babyish the next. For many of these parent authors, children's book equals picture book. But picture books have a very limited reading group. Most estimates I've seen are around baby age up to age 8. These misguided authors will dump a lot of money into illustrations, but will invest little to nothing into editing, which is so crucial for these books. A dedicated children's book editor can help ensure both the text and the content are appropriate for the intended age. So what does all this mean for authors? Go multi-format. Because technology and its adoption is in a constant state of flux, yet preferences for older formats such as print prevail across age groups, self-published authors need to consider offering their books in multiple formats: print, ebook, and audiobook if appropriate for the content. Truly understand where your target audience is on the age spectrum. Realize that there are subsets of each broad age group which can have widely varying needs and wants. Develop an ideal reader profile for each subset you hope to reach. I hope you found that helpful, and if you did, please rate, review, and subscribe to The Heidi Thorne Show on whatever podcast app you like to use. I'm on all the major ones, including Apple Podcasts and Spotify. If you like the YouTube video better, you just have to subscribe to my Heidi Thorne YouTube channel and turn on the notification bell so that you get an alert when a new video is up. I would appreciate it if you would share either the audio or the video with your friends on social media. My self-published books are on Amazon, Audible, and Apple Books. Multi-format, of course. All you have to do is go to one of those sites, type in my name, Heidi Thorne, and a list of all available titles will come up. If you'd like to connect with me, my website is HeidiThorne.com, and I'm most active on the social sites of Instagram and TikTok at Heidi Thorne. Thank you so much for listening and for your support. I'll look forward to talking with you again in the next episode, and in the meantime, have a great day.